hop out, valet, walk out. All these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now. Too up right now. I'm too on one day on my third. I was too broke, now I'm too rich. Made 100K on my third shift. I'm a boy, so boy, and I'm a gangster. And you a boy. Man, we been getting money for a long time. We was out here.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New York Jets. Kai Forbath set to kick it away for the Vikings, and off we go from the Twin Cities. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Hurry up. Ready for the hot now.
Now a first carry for Isaiah Crowell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Again, it's Crowell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
A first down carry now for Crowell. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. A gain of 3, second down. A play fake, and it's Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Let's just do me. Let's just do me.
On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Go ahead.
Again, it's Cook. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
All right, now here we go. Let's go. Listen.
A give. This is Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I know the athletes continue to get better on the defensive front, but when you've got an odd front, 3-4 here, the nose doesn't usually make a play like this.
Yeah, huge loss. Swallowed him right up.
I think what happened there was he usually gets doubled. When you single him up, and if he makes a move on the center, look out. Your running back may get eaten.
Listen. Bingo.
On 3rd down, Cousins rolling to his right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen from 21 yards away. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Accelerating, and off he goes. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Trenton Cannon, 101 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking out some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 68 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Tackle made by Everson Griffin.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Here's Darnold now on second down. Dumps off to Powell. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And just like that, it's third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Check.
Faking the give, Darnold. He's going to launch this thing, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Anderson-Dejo. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And that was a young pup, the rookie being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
Following the interception, Cousins. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown of this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
On the ground, it's Cook. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Here we go. No.
Working out of the gun. Cousins buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the... ...15-yard line. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Hurry up.
They'll try to run for it with Crowell. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. A first carry for Elijah McGuire. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
It's a foot race. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 74 yards. And the Jets are within a 2-point conversion of tying this thing up. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First down. Here's Cousins. Trying to lay one up deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guy.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Linval Joseph breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now it's the backup, Bridgewater. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Hey, Flipper!
Cousins now on second down. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep, throw across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further.
Yes, sir.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. It's caught by Clive Walford. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. That'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Final play of the half, Bridgewater. And this is brought in by Pryor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go, let's go. Zebra.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Dancing to his left. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Here we go. Hey, receiver.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
On 2nd down, Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Play action now, Cousins. Got a man, it's right. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Gun! Hey, flipper!
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Wright's got it. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. 2nd down, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Let's go, let's go. One.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Buster Screen. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Bridgewater now. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Daniil Hunter in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On play action, it's Bridgewater. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Five down.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got Kearse. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Hurry up. Watch number 29. Hey, what's the ball?
Bridgewater on first down. And this is caught by Curse. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? First down throw for Bridgewater. And his throw here's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's second down.
This goes to the goal line. You got to be very careful with the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On second down, Bridgewater again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
The Jets on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. To the air again with Bridgewater. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Let's go.
Following the interception, Cousins. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Rhino! Check three. Black.
Out of his end zone, Cousins being chased out left. And Cook has it left side. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
The tackle by Tremaine Johnson. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They run it again with Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Let's go.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. back to throw. His throw incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Aho. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.